So this brings us right back around to customers and the environment you create as an employer and its effect that it has on your customers. And I know as a small business, I'm always looking for the things that small business can do actually better than big business. And I think customer relationships is really one of those places where small businesses can way outshine
Yes.
larger businesses.
Yes.
And so how does an employer take advantage of it by setting his employees off in the right direction?
Well, one thing they have that's a huge advantage, not just if they're competing with a large corporation, but they're also competing with all these businesses that force you to handle everything online. So just the fact that you've got a human being there that can either physically be there with them or talk to them on the phone, you give them your name and that they can talk to you, they can come in, you can talk about the community, you can find ways to bond, to find things in common, and also
Build
to
relationships.
build relationships, but also to appreciate them. I know for me, and I know a lot of people that are this way, we really make an effort to patronize the small businesses because it's kind of sad that they're all disappearing and we're forced to talk to somebody in a call center. I mean, there's so many businesses now where you can't even talk to a person. Everything has to be done online, and there's no sense of community. So if I can walk into my small mom and pop business that's just happened with a shade repair in San Rafael, and I can talk to them, and I really also really want them to do well. I want them to stay there. I'm hoping that they can handle this for me and to do it in a way where I can justify paying their price as opposed to the big box store price. I want you to have my business. So that's something else that small businesses can keep in mind, that as a customer, if I come in there, I come into your small business, I'm there for a good reason. I'm there because I want you to be able to take care of me. I really have some resistance to going to some big corporation or some giant business. And then also, I like if we can talk. We can talk about, remember how it used to be, when there are lots of stores like this. We can talk about whatever it is, the weather or how much we love our dog park or even businesses that have their pets there. It's so nice to be able to say, oh, great, you're an animal lover. Just those small things, because we are losing our humanity. Everything is done on screens. Everything is done online. You being a small business allows me to still hold on to that sense of humanity and the world is still real and there's still human relationships and we haven't just, become totally automated.
That's good for us as business owners to keep in mind and how people can appreciate us as a small business. How do we empower our employees to carry that message forward and to interact? How do we free them to do that?
Right. Well, first of all, is to say, listen, this is what has to be done. This is what can never be done or promised. But beyond that, I've hired you because when a customer comes in, I do want them to have that sense that there's a human being, that you are also part of the community, that you're not just somebody in some call center, in another country somewhere. And there's a reason why you also, as an employee, have chosen to work for this company. Maybe you like the fact that there's more freedom to actually spend as much time as possible. I just, as my own story, I have this wonderful eye doctor. I see him every once in a while. He's like nothing that exists anymore. He's got a funny bow tie and his socks. I always know that I always make an appointment when I know I have an extra hour to kill because he's going to be really behind. But that's okay with me because I know that when he spends time with me, he's going to spend as much time as it takes. And even though it's just my eyeballs, you still feel anxious when you're with a doctor. This is, I swear to you, this is Dr. Weber, my eye doctor, a real story. The other day, he was waiting for my eyes to dilate, and he's telling me about, he does community theater. There was also a message there, I'm part of the community. It let me know he was a human being beyond just being a doctor. And at one point, he was telling me how he almost played the Karl Malden role in Gypsy. Without missing a beat, both of us started singing, "You'll never get away from..." We sang the whole song. I love this man so much. Even if I found out he wasn't the greatest eyeball doctor, I want to come back there. What are the odds, right?
Right.
That if I went to some big hospital with a million different doctors, that I'm ever going to have that sense of community?